covers the world with abundance of heavenly light. Let the rays peekaboo through the stormy clouds.
It's the Really Charlie podcast. Sounds so true. Grab a chair, pour out a glass. Let's break through.
Peacefully moving.
Echoes in the room as the stories unfold. Tune in, lean back, let the moments be bold. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Tune your ear with each word spoken, withdrawing you near. Yo, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Set your mind free. Diving deep, discover what's meant to be. Oh,
Peacefully moving. The chaos in the air quickly alerts me mentally and emotionally.
What's going
This
on?
isn't the
Got a little
space I
poetic
need.
pulse in the background here.
Face to face.
You're
and
just gonna have to stop that. Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. What's going on? Today we are gonna have a conversation about someone that's been real special in my life and in many Cape Verdean Americans' life, Cape Verdeans period. So we're gonna talk about Amilcar Cabral, revolutionist, revolutionary soldier, that had a strong influence with us getting the independence from Portugal and get separation from being part of their colonies. And so we're going to talk about him. And this podcast was actually brainstormed. I was at work and talking to someone, and we had a strong we had a strong feeling about Cape Verdeans not knowing Mr. Cabral, and they should. Things should spit off the tip of their tongue when it comes to him and knowing him. So this is a conversation. We're gonna have a conversation about him today, which is probably gonna lead to another conversation, right? And I say that only because it's gonna lead to people listening, maybe debating some things that I said or are saying, or they want to add to it, right? And there's plenty of people to add to it. One of my good friends, Salah Mateos, I'd like to talk to him, and so he can give us some influence and some input, and talk about his experience during the fight for independence, Cape Verde, and it was all over the world. People all over the world are fighting and trying to help out, and even many people from New Bedford, including my dad. So there was a lot of things going on, and so what we want to do and to keep his legacy going, no matter what, his legacy will be maintained and be kind of, forever. They're always going to talk about it, right? You can't talk about Cape Verde without talking about Amilcar Cabral. You just can't. It's just his face is all over the place. His works, everything that he possibly did, is all around us when you talk about Cape Verde. It's very similar to when America talks about Abe Lincoln or George Washington. Mr. Cabral has that status when it comes to Cape Verde, or Cabo Verde, which I should be saying it correctly. Cabo Verde. So we're gonna get down. I got some facts here that I recorded, and I'm gonna talk about it. Who is Amilcar Cabral? what is his early life and influences. Emil Cabral was born September 12th, 1924, in Bafata, Guinea-Bissau. His early life was marked by a strong sense of resistance and a desire for independence from Portuguese colonial rule. Cabral's experiences growing up in a Portuguese colony would later shape his revolutionary spirit, right? So he learned firsthand, real early age, that this wasn't the way he wanted to live his life. He didn't want his people to be living under the rule of a colony, from another country, different people. Now, mind you, there's a lot of things that you know uh, were taken, from the Portuguese and their culture and what they do, and you could still see it within the islands, within the people. And then there's also another third of the African ties and the African culture. So it's a mixture of all kinds of things, and when it comes to the culture. But that's what happens when your country is colonized by someone else. You have to shape and you have to take on the culture, the religious aspects of what they're teaching, and even in the education, the schools, it's Portuguese. So all right. So September 12th, remember that day, everybody. Right? We always talk about Independence Day, July 5th, and we celebrate it. We need to take on another day, and the other day is September 12th. Let's honor. Let's unofficially honor him on his birthday. Get together as people and really, really show the importance of him and give his birthday a good celebration. And it's not always about partying and having dancing. Yeah, you do all that, but with him, you do some teachings, right? You have a open conversation or seminar, or you teach people um, his history and what he has done. So that's September 12th. Remember that date. Um, Cabral was a key figure in the struggle for Cape Verde's independence from Portugal. He co-founded the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, which is PIGC, which is very, very influential in this country and in Cabo Verde. All right, and became a leading voice in the fight against colonialism. His leadership was a vision played a crucial role in the shaping of the independence movement. Um, so this is when my dad comes in, and some guy the likes of um, John Buddy Andrade and many others, right? Old man, can't think. I think his name was Gonzalez, but man, I can't think of his first name. But anyways, he was another mentor. And so way back when, in 1970s, they were pounding the pavement, getting things out, trying to tell the Cape Verdean people here in America, in the United States, that Cabo Verde needs our help. So um, and mind you, that some people didn't really, they didn't want to separate from the Portuguese colonialism, and Cape Verdean people were actually calling themselves Portuguese. Documents all over the place. It's in their speech, it's in their talk, and I heard it firsthand growing up as a kid, right? So the PAIGC was very, very instrumental, especially the organization and kind of grassroots people just working and trying to get the message all over the world. And so that was great. He had a vision of a united Africa, which is interesting because there's also people now trying to do that, getting a united Africa. Cabral dreamed of a united and self-sufficient Africa, free from colonialism and imperialism, and he believed in the power of African unity and worked tirelessly to promote solidarity among African nations. And it's true, they're doing it now, you know, they're doing it now. But it just that idea comes back from the likes of Amilcar Cabral, right? You know, teachings, readings, you know, people talking about him, and look, here it is. Some of the leaders in the African continent, in the African countries, are doing just this. They want that. They want to be self-sufficient. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Africa is a big continent made of many, many countries, and very, very, and could easily be self-sufficient. But you see, everyone's got different hands in it, and sometimes what happens is you can throw some money to some of these leaders, and that's when the corruption comes up, and you see it. Some nations have corrected it, cleaned it out, got new leadership in there, and then they're talking about this vision of a united Africa. Um, Cultural and educational contributions by Amilcar Cabral. Cabral emphasized the importance of education, culture, and identity in the struggle for independence. He believes that reclaiming African culture and history was essential to challenging colonialism and promoting self determination. It's true. You have to start. When he talks about education, that's educations in the schools, educations in the communities, in Cabo Verde, even in the mainland of Africa. You basically have to, you got to re-teach people, educate them, especially when you get a way that's has a way that's been within your country and saying this is the way you do things, um, and this is the way you pray to God. This is it always started by you know being colonized. So you got to start early, and it starts within the classrooms, within the communities, and it's basically just conversation. You got to start having a conversation, and then you got to have the support and people believing you that this is the right way to do it. This is the right way to unify Africa and Cabo Verde, right? Pan Africanism and solidarity. Cabral built relationships with other African leaders and promoting Pan African solidarity and cooperation. His commitment to African unity and liberation continues to inspire people all around the world. That's true. Um, it's true. True, true, true. Actually, I don't know if I have it up here. No, I don't. Um, so trying to do all those things, and getting people to be solidified is very, very important. And he was doing that. The tragedy of all this is he was assassinated, assassinated by his own relative. And there were stories about, and there's all kinds of conspiracies that the Portuguese government had got to the relative and actually, um, where he was sort of like a double agent. He was working for the government, which led to the assassination. Very sad day. Cabral should be celebrated, and he's a champion of self determination. Cabral dedicated his life to self determination and liberation of Cabo Verde and Guinea Bissau. His legacy is a testament to the power of resistance and the importance of fighting for justice and equality. This is why he should be celebrated. Celebrated, um, like I said earlier, September 12th. Take that day, celebrate it with music and teachings and anything, even kind of putting a documentary out there. Is this a documentary? It's a start, I'm trying. It's a start. When the name comes up and you Google it, this podcast is going to be part of it. Someone, I hope, hopefully, I could teach somebody or inspire someone just to look into this fabulous man and all the things. There's many books out there. They talk about it, talk about them. So there's many things out there that you can use, and as a resource, right, or a source of your listening and learning. So we got to inspire future generations. Cabral's legacy continues to inspire um, Cape Verdean people and others fighting for justice and equality. His vision for a united, self-sufficient Africa remains relevant today. Right? It is. I want to mention that it's so relevant today. Um, I jumped ahead. I got in my notes about the assassination. I just mentioned it. I'm sorry, but we're gonna revisit that. We're gonna talk about it. Continue. Um, Cultural icon, symbol of resistance. Cabral was or has become a cultural icon and symbol of resistance against oppression and colonialism. His image and legacy continue to inspire people around the world, and that's each and every continent. There's he has been a topic or a subject matter in many universities all over the world. And when you're talking about resistance and colonialism and all that, his name is one of many that come up, but his name definitely will come up, and there will be a discussion of what he did and how strong he was. It's very important. Um, so spread the word. There's so many people, especially in this part of this neck of the woods in my area, in the Northeast in Massachusetts, New Bedford, Massachusetts, Pawtucket and Brockton, Providence. There's so many. East Providence and Cape Verdean Museum, run by Jose Demora, my man, and also years ago, my cousin Denise, she worked with him, and she's a huge part of that. So I just want to point that out there that you got time, go down to East Providence and check out the museum. It's a fabulous place, doing wonders. Every year they're adding something. They just had a big gala, a lot of people, hundreds of people there. It was great. So shout out to the Cape Verdean Museum. All right. Cabral's assassination was January 20th, coming up, 1973. was a devastating blow to the independence movement. However, his legacy lives on, inspiring future generations to continue the fight for justice and equality. 1973. We got independence, 1975. Um, so 2 years prior to independence. His assassination probably dampened a lot of things, got people um, very sad and emotional. But what it actually did is probably strengthened them to even more powerful than when he was there, because now they couldn't let it go. They had to continue. And many, many people did continue all over the world, different countries, different people. Um, and then Portugal sat down, and that's when they got the independence. So, and the thing about this struggle, right? There was losses, many, many losses. And the Portuguese people had experienced some losses in fighting for their country and their power. Um, and sadly, said that I have friends that had lost some relatives during the revolution and the fight. And it's sad. It's very, very sad that there was losses on both sides. And maybe if there was some kind of negotiation, some talk and discussions wholeheartedly, that maybe something else would have happened other than the war. But, you know, both sides wasn't giving up until it finally happened. All right. Cabo Verde's independence and beyond. Cabo Verde gained independence July 5th, 1975. Today, Cabral's legacy continues to shape the country's development, serving as a reminder and importance of self determination and African unity. So, 1975. And see, I was here to see every single one from the first year till now. And that's a privilege. Hey, Ed Rogers in the comment section. What's up, Ed? Another great, great dude. Um, Ed, man, I love you. I know you would never ever get on this podcast, but boy, I would love to see you on this podcast. But I get it. I get it. I get it. Ed Rogers, my man. Totally, totally appreciate this dude over my lifetime. He's done amazing things, supported me through and through, scolded me, made me laugh. Funny dude, definitely, definitely comedian. Um, but all in all, a great heart, a good dude, and always support me, and I appreciate you, Edward Rogers, my man. So this is a conversation that we need to have, and the reason why we need to have is because when you mention people, who is Mr. Cabral, they don't know, and that might be many people. You don't have to be Cape Verde; it could be any people. They don't know, so it's our responsibility to bring it out, you know. And if anyone of Cape Verdean descent, or whether you're born in Cabo Verde or you're born here, the DNA is the same. And people, sometimes it gets me upset when they like to, you're not Cape Verdean. When did you get your citizenship? I laugh about that, right? Because a lot of people will say that, right? Or, or give you that type of response. And I look at them and I want to be so vocal and say something, but listen, majority of your family is in the United States of America. Need to be um, a little bit more peaceful. You didn't like when people were separating you on the country in Cabo Verde when you were getting separated. So don't do it now. Don't do it now that you're on the United States soil, and or even if you're on Cabo Verde, don't try to separate people now. You know, don't do it. Just falling into the trap. There's a reason for that, to have strong black people fighting against each other, or you put these ideologies out there that you're not Cape Verdean because you're not born there. Well, instead of me verbally getting into some argument over that, nobody can deny who I am. Nobody can tell me who I am. And if you are separating and singing out your people like that, um, then guess what? Guess what? Shame on you. Shame on you. You're the worst kind of person when you separate Cape Verdeans, whether they're born and raised in Cabo Verde or whether they're born and raised in the United States of America. You form that separation, and we have fought many, many, many separations. Islands not getting along, and you know, this don't be separating the culture. All right, one Cape Verde, one Cabo Verde, one Cabo Verde. You start separating them, you need to look yourself in the mirror and re-educate yourself of who your people is. Even if you're rooted from Cabo Verde on any one of the islands, if you're separating people, you need to rethink what you're doing. You need to talk to some other people and get educated and how that separation is not going to hurt our people, is not going to help our people. All right. So, this is a conversation. I gave you a conversation about 30 minutes worth. And I hope that you please like and subscribe to the Really Charlie podcast on YouTube. Add some comments. I appreciate it. I'm only trying to do this just to put it out there, right? Put it out there. Cabo Verde is in the World Cup. Look, we're in the World Cup. First time ever. And I believe they're going to play in Houston, Texas. So, they're coming to America. Coming to America, and they're going to play in the World Cup. And I think that they're going to give a good showing. All right. Got my sweatshirt on, Cabo Verde. I don't know if you can see the logos and all that. Got my Amilcar Cabral hat on. I love it. And it's special. It's all special to me. All right, everyone. This is my conversation. I want to be part of yours. If you have a conversation about Mr. Cabral and the independence of Cabo Verde, let me know. We'll bring you to the stream. We'll talk about it. We'll get people involved. And that's what we'll do. Ed Rogers. Oh. Edward J. Hold on. What's up, Edward J? Can you hear me? All right, 1 second here. We're going to try to get him back on here because that's my man. And if he has something to say, it's well worth hearing. Let's see this. Let's see this. Let's go to recent calls. Boom. Oh, Edward J. I'm calling you. Hey, man, what's going on? Yeah, it's Charlie Perry on the Really Charlie podcast. What's going on, man? Oh, mm, yeah, yeah. And I know there was a huge part of separation, especially in the city. It was and some people were just, they yes. Hmm. It, um, so um, Ed, I totally appreciate this conversation. You and I can definitely do some, and if we can, let's record it. Even if we record it on my phone and have a conversation about it. Yes. I love you, man. You all right, Ed. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back to you, and we'll talk. God bless. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Edward J. Rogers, my man. See, in this conversation, that that's key, man. Pictures, everything. Those are so important, right? But just the conversation and the knowledge that he has, and there's so many other people out there that have that knowledge. You got to pass those stories on and make people aware of it, right? Because people are writing books, and you want to make sure that they're writing books and getting the story right. So, as a people, we got to make sure that things are coming out correctly, and also make sure things are not hidden. So, all right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me on the Really Charlie podcast. Amilcar Cabral, a conversation, a revolutionist, an icon, a guy that wanted solidarity and wanted a united Africa. Oh, he did his piece. He did all that he could. He was doing it so well that he was assassinated. And so many good people are assassinated when they're doing outstanding things that need to be changed. When it talks about equality, right? So let's not let his death, um, be just a death, right? Let's celebrate him by his birthday. Let's celebrate him, all the things that he had done, and make sure that his name is restored and maintained as a very iconic person. And so I appreciate him. I appreciate all that I've learned through him, my dad, many others. I appreciate it. Ed Rogers just came on. So important. What's up, Mike? I see you. See you, my brother. You are solid. Yes, you are, Oscar. You, my man. I miss you, man. Got to sit down and talk with you when I can. Um, you are a solid brother, also. All right, everyone. Thank you, and Viva Cabo Verde. Let's keep it up. Let's keep this up. All right, keep this conversation going. Feel free. You want to have a conversation, bring it to the Really Charlie podcast, and we'll make sure that we get it recorded because we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So that has the potential of reaching all parts of the world. So if you have a very worthwhile conversation about Mr. Cabral, bring it to me. Let's talk about it. All right, everyone. The glorious part about living is learning. Let me say that again. The glorious part of living is learning. Learn your culture. Learn it. Pass it on. All right, everyone. God bless. Take care. And please like and subscribe to the Really Charlie podcast.